Welcome to Here's How We Get There. It's the daily show filled with conversations about business and mental health in a down-to-earth style with real-world language. Now let's dive in with your co-hosts, Kenneth Shark Kinney and Trey Tucker.
All right, Shark, we have a TikTok military mutiny on our hands. According to the Daily Mail in London, the U.S. Army is facing a TikTok mutiny as Gen Z recruits are taking to social media to whine about low pay, crappy food, although that's not really the word they're using, and fitness tests. So they're going to other statistics about the number of recruits being low, that the Army is going to fall short of the goal of that, and lower numbers of people being polled say that they would ever join the military. So dive in with us. What do you think the state of our military is based on this TikTok mutiny?
Yeah, well, I first read this on Daily Mail, and then I saw it on a ton of other news channels that were starting to expose it. This is some of the worst parts of social media. A lot of what the complaints were about, and this is not everything people want to complain about necessarily needs to be heard. I know I don't care what your platform is, but if so much of what we waste time on with social media, this is one of the worst examples of it. People go to the military to serve. I think about what my father, my uncle, my great uncle, my grandfather, both grandfathers all served in the military during wars. None of them ever came back and said, they just wanted too much from us, and we didn't get paid enough. Let's go record a video on it. I'm so thankful to even the people that complain about it, and God bless them, they got the right to do it in this country. But that's not why any of them, in all likelihood, join. You don't join the Army, for example, to make a fantastic living, unless your end goal is to work for a military contractor and somehow you've schemed it out at the age of 18 and you're going to make a lot of money off the military. Nobody does that. You're there to serve the country, to fight for the freedoms that you believe in and that you believe in for others, and to help, protect this country from foreign entities. And that also means, though, that the military can open some amazing doors. It's an amazing fraternity and sorority for people. I will buy people a meal or a drink at a bar all day long if they've served. It is also a great way to pay for college tuition and to get some amazing benefits as you get older, because most people don't have those kind of benefits that are guaranteed. So I think the whole thing of deciding that you need to go on TikTok or Instagram to vent about what your feelings were is ridiculous. And this is also a bad thing for TikTok, because this is TikTok's algorithm. I guarantee you will love to amplify something like this. And that's not an anti-TikTok statement, because I love TikTok in too many wrong ways. But they're going to play this up. What are your thoughts?
It does go into the mindset. First, it's a thirst for views. I think that supersedes whatever their thought process is.
Amen.
The idea of letting people into your sort of day in the life is actually a trend, no matter what the types of jobs are. So they think, if I can let people in, I'll get views, I'll get famous. And then they don't really think about actually how it's going to make them look, or how it reflects on their fellow soldiers or midshipmen or what have you. But the other thing is, I talked to a friend of mine who serves in the military right now. I talked to him last night, and he didn't know about this story. But when I told him about it, he shook his head and he said two things. He said, number one, yes, I have seen some recruits that do have that mindset. But he said, number two, that does not reflect nearly everybody, or even the majority that's in the military right now, thankfully. But what he said was pretty interesting. He said a lot of these kids, he called them kids because that's what they are. A lot of these kids, they're focusing on trying to be happy. And being happy is a good goal, but he said they think that in order to be happy, you got to focus on yourself and your comforts. And he said it's actually the opposite. It's actually, you get happiness when you focus on somebody else, like you said, to serve. He said they need to understand that, because apparently nobody tells them coming in that you're coming in the military to serve and to make it about something bigger than just yourself. And doing those things is actually what leads to the happiness. But so much of social media says, look out for yourself first, focus on how you're feeling, how you're doing all the time, and then you'll be happy. And it's just a lie and a trap that keeps you stuck.
I think you summed it up perfectly, especially somebody that's got a big following on social. Quit being so thirsty. Service is not about being thirsty.
Thank you for joining Shark and Trey on the Here's How We Get There show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit here'showwegetthere.com. That's here'showwegetthere.com.